Hello, my name is Mark Longman. I am the UI team lead for the latest version of Mainsail, which we call Mainsail 10. Over the past few years, Tideworks has put a massive effort across teams, vendors, and partners to design and develop a TOS unlike any other. Mainsail needed to be something bigger and better than just data entry forms of the past. We needed to create a TOS that could scale to any sized operation and not be a roadblock to your business opportunities. With the Mainsail 10 platform, we now have a product that we feel will outpace the rest. Without further ado, let's jump into the application. So as you can see, we've got the Mainsail login page. And since Mainsail is a role-based application, the role that I log in with will control what features I have access to. Additionally, I'll just point out that Mainsail supports a variety of languages. We can see that we currently support English, Polish, Spanish, and Vietnamese. So I'll log in with a role that I have previously set up, and we land on the main screen of Mainsail, which provides a list of tools that my role would be using, as well as the ability to create certain entities, whether it's a vessel visit, a trucker, a booking, or just getting down to what Mainsail is best at, and that's its search capability. Now, Mainsail takes advantage of a lot of built-in browser features, such as scaling, being able to resize. So as I move my window size and change that, I can easily see these features and these components resize based on the viewable area that I have. I can take advantage of the zoom feature that's built into browsers by just hitting Control plus or minus if I want to view it on a smaller scale. So it will scale up to any size that I'm comfortable with as a user. Additionally, if I want to look at some other customizations, I can look under my profile where I have some of my personal settings. I can even change the theme for my own self to any color scheme that I like. This one here is Atlantic. Classic is kind of reminiscent of our previous iterations of Mainsail. Midnight is good for low light conditions, less eye strain. And then our standard, which is kind of our out of the box color theme. I also have other preferences built into the application, such as units of measure. If I want to see things in certain weights and measures, I can set that up here. Some search behavior and other preferences. So going back to the home page here, you'll see on the left side, we've got this navigation, what we call a sidebar. Gives me quick access to tools and features within the application. I can change the order that these appear. If I want to drag and drop them into a certain preferred order, I can do that. Or if I no longer need it, I can simply delete it. So you'll notice that within the application, we have a variety of hotkeys to quickly navigate around the application. And these are, as you can tell from this screen, we've got them listed to the left of the labels here. So by just a single key press, I can get to a feature. For example, if I want to get to equipment search here, I can simply just press the letter E and I can start my equipment search. If I want to go back to the home page, there's an Alt H, which takes me back to home. Or if I need to do other things such as create a booking, just hit a key press combination of Alt K. Escape quickly closes that modal, gets me back to where I'm at. Additionally, we have these search and create modals that are available no matter how far into the site you might be. So I can quickly open those, access those by either Alt-C and then a hotkey to get me to that create, or Alt-S to get me to that search. So let's go right into search. Equipment search is probably the most common. You can see on the left side, I've got the list of search entities that I would have access to from my role. These are set up by configuration in this order, or if I want to override that alphabetically, I can simply toggle this button. You'll see that we have search criteria here, but my role allows me for much more search criteria. So I can go up to this pencil icon and click Customize. And there you can see I have more fields that I have available to this role that I can in turn add to this screen. So if I want to add size type, for example, I save that. And now I have the size type option if I wanted to search by size type. Additionally, we have this really compelling feature of saved searches. This allows me to set up a search that I may use on a daily basis. All I have to do is enter search criteria from here. Let's just say I wanted to search for exports that were on vessel, that were full. I get this save search option where I can now save that search, and that search can either be private to my profile or it can be a public search if you wanted to share it with others. So I've got a couple set up already. It's just one key press, just to click this play button. This will execute that search based on my previously set search criteria. This is where really Mainsail shines. We have a large amount of data available on screen for you to manipulate, and you can format it how you want it, and you can export it how you want it. So let's just look at some of the features of the search results grid. We can filter results, which is a toggle, so I can quickly type in a filtering criteria that I want to search by. Let's say I want to search for hazardous containers in the yard with this search, get that list even narrowed down even more. And let's say I wanted to select those containers for a specific action. All of our actions are listed here for my role for this screen. We can do a massive update. We don't have to go single record by single record to do that. Additionally, we have this recap tool, which allows you to recap the records that you've selected. So I can click this button here. We have a couple pre-canned recaps that we call them. So size types by line, damages by line, or custom, which allows you to customize what your summary of data would look like. So I'll just select size types by line. As you can see, it's size types by line. And here's the recap of that information, giving you a count of size types by line. I can change how this data is rendered by selecting any type of charting methods. Maybe I want to do a bar chart of some sort to give me some sort of groupings. I can export this information or print it. It's all about you being able to have this data at your fingertips to really manipulate it and present it how you wish. As you can see, I have these columns set up for my layout. However, if I wanted to customize this a bit more, you can see my role would allow for much more fields. So I could select any number of fields here. Let's just grab a block of them here, hit submit. And now I've got kind of a different layout. It asks me if I want to save this layout as my default layout. I can do that here. If I wish to move columns around, I can do that. And if that's the look I want for this layout, I can hit save, or I can save it as a separate layout. So I'll just do new equipment, search, layout, hit save. And now I can toggle between this layout here or my previous one. Our detail screens render very quickly, highly responsive. As you can see, we've got some basic properties about this equipment listed along the top here. We also include some highly visible icons to represent what the current state of that equipment might be, or any other type of entity, ro-ro, cargo, vessel. We use icons. I've got the option to print the whole summary of this screen, including all of the information associated here on the left. And of course, the actions for this type of equipment are listed here. In terms of hotkey navigation, I can quickly hit the shift down arrow to navigate this left menu here, or I can hit shift right or left to toggle between the top menu. So our idea was to really integrate hotkey navigation for those that were more accustomed to using their keyboard instead of the mouse. There are more areas that we We'll be introducing more hotkey functionality, but for the most part, we can do a lot of actions and toggling features here with just hotkeys. In terms of configuration, Mainsail has built-in ways to control configuration with just a few clicks. And that can be through parameters or rules. Every terminal operates a little bit differently, so we've built in those customizations. So as you can see here, we've got quite a few parameters and rules. Don't be worried about that. We have a CS team to help configure and answer any questions about these types of settings for the application. We also have rules that if you had to make a change on something, you needed to adjust a rule on the fly, we could quickly do that as well. In terms of accounts and roles, as mentioned earlier, we tie users to roles, and then you will do a role setup for that individual, and that's done through our Mainsail admin tool. So with the Mainsail admin tool, I can quickly modify search criteria for a specific role. In this case, I'm looking at the 2018 Mainsail role. I can click on the details about that equipment search, add, remove, reorder fields however I wanted to set up for that role. So it really sets up the customization for that role so that you know exactly which roles will have which view into which things. We have many reports available in Mainsail that allow you to execute on a timed basis if you wish, if you need them run during a certain period of time, or in terms of scheduling, you have that feature as well. Lots of reports to choose from a variety of categories. So Mainsail 10 uniquely combines efficiency, customization, and familiarity. And this modern technology stack gives you all of the data that you would need. It doesn't hide or obfuscate data. It provides intelligible data to help boost your understanding of your daily operation.